I'm 20 years old. I've owned 96 cars. A lot of people think that I've been flipping cars or making some living doing this, or that I'm some kind of an illegitimate curber. No. I think it's important to clear this up now that it's a lot messier than that. It's a lot more enthusiastic than that, and it's a lot dumber than that. Really, anything I can get my hands on or could get my hands on between the time I started working on cars, which was about 8 years old, something like that, 8, 9 years old, till now. Cheap cars, broken cars, things that did not make sense at the time, enthusiastic, sentimental decisions, transactions, vehicles. Oh man, it's insane. It's never actually been about a business or making money doing this. It's not had any belonging in the transactional sense. It's been about learning and mainly enthusiasm. Mainly, I'm gonna keep that forever. Oh my God, there's a new deal. Move on. Oh my God, I've learned the most I ever could have. Oh, no, there's something else I gotta get. Oh, that would be awesome for YouTube. Oh. It's bad in the financial sense. It can be mentally damning. It has been, but now it's time to rectify that. To be honest, most of these weren't wins. Most of the vehicles I've owned have not been wins. They've been, losses is a good word. But I think almost every single one of them has been a huge win. Um, Loss of money, but having all that information. As we all know, vehicles are all different, and having all that information, all of those complex issues, distilled and compacted into one small portion of my life, say 10 years. It's been longer than that, but let's say 10 years. That's a lot to unpack, and that's a lot that I have, let's keep going, and I've never taken the time to dissect or portray or analyze or put on YouTube. There's a lot of footage I have that's unreleased, unedited even, because it hasn't satisfied my production value, or it hasn't been repeatable, or hasn't had a hook. So I have a lot of that's been lost, or that's just sitting on my hard drive, and I've never posted. And I'd like to post most of it. But every one of those lessons has been a win. Every one of those complex issues, whether I bought a car intending to keep it, or I bought a car intending to fix it for YouTube, or I got a car, for goodness sake, for free, planning to drive it, of which I actually still have. That's a huge win. That's a huge win that you can't really pay for. You can go to school and you can learn about how an engine works and how a car works, which I've done. And I've done well at. Not to brag, but to have that hands-on experience, to buy it, to take all the risk, to learn from it, sometimes to film it, and do that 96 times, you get used to it, you get in the groove, it gets away from you, you get unmotivated, you need a job, and it's hard to replicate, and it's hard to live with, but if I sit back and I think about it, I'm right. It's not something I can replicate. It's something that I'm proud of. It's not something that anybody has taken the fall for. It's not something that anybody is frustrated with. And it's not, well, other than my dad, with all the parking. But it's not something that has been misrepresented. It's not something that has been about the money. It's not something that's been about a career. It's been about literally just expanding my brain. And now I'm here to share that with you. So I've abandoned this channel, and I know why, but more importantly, here's why I'm not done with it. I have a following of, last I checked, just over 1,700 subscribers. And I've heard YouTubers with millions of subscribers say, I never thought I'd, etc., etc. But I never thought I'd have over 100 subscribers. When I got 100 subscribers, I was blown away. When I got 1,000 subscribers, it was revolutionary. I thought I was a celebrity for a second. I was like, okay, hold on. This is my future. This is my career. It's something that's manifesting. It's something I have wanted all my life. Something I still want really deeply. And you know, it's easy to let things falter and take a back seat, and it has. But new direction. It's time to rebrand. I've had the question all my life, really, or all this channel's life. What are you going to do when you're 20? You're teen mechanic. There's a big contingency, you know, on that name in terms of your age. What are you going to do when you're lying? You know, when you turn 20, you're no longer a teenager. What are you going to do? What are you going to rebrand? You're going to be adult mechanic? That one I've heard a billion times. And it's true, but that's why I have decided to call this channel Method Over Machine. So I've always extended this portrayal of my own self as being a white collar, blue collar. I place a significant value on thoughtfulness and vocabulary and thinking through the problem with logic, words, reasoning, and understanding why. A lot of it is visualizing it. A lot of it is then taking that visualization, understanding it, and then being able to share it with other people. I, for a while, wanted to be a teacher. You know, I've had a lot of difficulty with teachers, and this is no shade to teachers. There's a lot of teachers of mine that may see this video and that may see future videos of mine, and there are some of those teachers that really deserve a special shout out. And have made me part of who I am. Having said that, I place this value on really, you know, let's emphasize all these components and understand what's making a problem that everybody hates and that people pay so much money and spend so much time worrying about and blah, blah, blah to rectify. Let's understand why, and let's make sure it doesn't happen again and it's done right the first time and you can tell other people about it. So the reason I've chosen the name Method Over Machine is because machines are everything that make up my career. I'm still currently a mechanic at Honda. That's a story for another day. But I left my job at Ford. If you've stuck around long enough, you would have remembered that video I made about quitting my job at Ford to pursue YouTube. Again, the channel took a back seat. It is what it is. I want to move up now, and I appreciate every single one of you, by the way, for sticking with me, sticking by my side. I'm still alive, I'm still here, and I still want to do this, and it's time I do. Having said that, there's something to be said about the methodology behind it, about I have philosophized about certain things. I have brought a very academic approach into this very hands-on trade, and a lot of people are ill-receptive to that. A lot of people think it's pretty weird and dumb and stupid and impossible that you could have the ability or the will to think about things that way in anything extracurricular to just purely diagnostician, but keep it inside and get the problem fixed. Get it out the door. Customer service is important. Be a nice guy, but you don't have to share anything analytical or practical or technological with anybody. Just get it out and keep it inside. And I find that mechanics, I've experienced it. A lot of mechanics tend to believe that every other mechanic is terrible at their job, and I've learned a lot from a lot of mechanics, but being taught by other mechanics is difficult. A lot of mechanics don't have interest in that, I've found. And I've met hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of mechanics. So that's that. This channel is something that isn't going to be about custom builds and clean environments and idealistic situations, scenarios, circumstances, and environments. It's going to be basically what you see in this frame. Take a screenshot, take a picture. This vehicle here, undesirable as heck. I love it. I've put more money into it than I'll ever see out of it. That car back there is a project that I have been promising for years and I want to do. There's another car that's coming back to the channel that's already been on the channel that is probably going to be the biggest return ever. not financially, I mean biggest return to the channel. It'll be one of the biggest losses. But the thing is, I used to envy the idea of having a hoist and a shop with 50 billion lights, 100,000 lumens each. You can see everything, the floor you could eat off of, and you could run a business out of it. You could do whatever you wanted, and I envy that. I still want that, at some point. I want a shop I can really comfortably work in, and depending on how this channel does and what I do with my career, maybe I'll get there with your help. But the idealistic sense of that is non-existent for me at this time. I have very real personal struggles, as every human does. And I want to get through those and past those and really explore this. So method over machine, that's what I want it to be. Or MOM for short. MOM, I know you'll see this video too, so I stumbled upon that after. But I already have the website domain, methodovermachine.com. The website at time of filming this isn't up yet, but perhaps at the next video it will be, or maybe even at the time of filming this, but you'll hear about it. I have that domain name. I'm rebranding the channel because method over machine is the only reason machines work, and we need to understand why. It's important to me. Now, I did mention super fast. I know I've rambled on for a long time, and thanks if you've stuck around this long. This is really just a video just to tell you what to expect, because I am filming. Yeah, you know what? Not to say there won't be custom builds, not to say there won't be, high budget things, maybe if I get lucky, but low budget custom builds, things that have my own personal touch. I've always loved the idea of making my own version of something as close to as the manufacturer would have made it. So yeah, I love that idea. But it's not infinite budget, high production value stuff. If you've been here for a while, you are amazing. If you are somebody that's followed me up until my last video, which was a while ago, and are seeing this video, you're the most remarkable specimen, because how could you possibly wait that long and still somehow get notified and even remember? I know that there are people out there that do remember me, and things like that. It hasn't been that long, but thanks. You're very meaningful to me, and I really appreciate you sticking around, because I wouldn't have the motivation to do it had you not. And if you're just joining, really good time to join. So I really appreciate that. With that said, that's really all I got for you today. Stay with me a little longer, because as soon as I'm done filming here, I got some more things to film. And we're going to get right into diagnosing, and we're going to go right into fixing this one, probably next. And if you're interested, let me know if you would like to see a video about what I've been doing in the meantime, where I work now, how it's been, and what my goals are, other than method over machine. So I've only said method over machine a few times in this video, but I want to drill it into your head. Method over machine it is. You can find more things that I'm going to do at methodovermachine.com, perhaps even some merchandise at some point, again, depending on how we do. But that is what I want. That's what I want, and that's what I'm going to work towards. It's too soon, way too soon for that. But yeah, if you stick with me, which you have, some of you, I'm looking forward to it. So thanks for watching. We'll see you in the next video, probably on this guy or something else maybe a little bit more unorthodox. But thanks very much. We'll see you soon. Take care.